be here with you today. So I wanted to share this with you. I got asked this on a podcast, and it was, what is the number one thing as a spiritual nutritionist who, heals people on a cellular level, reprograms their mind, and truly helps them to achieve beyond their dreams, taking them to that next level, right? Aligning them energetically, vibrationally, everything that we do in our holistic programs that you teach. What is the number one thing that you've seen has been the biggest difference in your life, that you have seen after coaching thousands of women to transform their lives, right? What is that? And my answer was simple, and I wanted to share it with you today because I know that that's what we're going to do in this video. I want to give you the one thing. I have been doing this for almost 20 years. I have studied with the greats of the greats, from Louise Hay to Wayne Dyer to you name it. And I'm so blessed and I so appreciate it. And I just want to share it with you because I think when we get into the self-development, self-improvement, want to heal your body, want to release the weight, want to be the best version of yourself, right? That's why we're here. There are so many things that have happened on my path, right? From spiritual awakenings, healing myself of cancer, to really having my own journey of having to overcome my battle with my weight, overcome chronic dieting, overcome disordered eating, having to actually come into my body and love myself deeply. And that's another thing, this ambiguous term about loving yourself. And then you think you're doing it and you're like, no, I get manicures, I get pedicures, I read, I get to bed early, I eat good food. And then you realize what real self-love is. And so I want to take all of this and I want to give you the one key. And that's what we're going to do here today, because this is what will change everything for you. This is what's going to move the needle and support you from where you are to where you want to be. And that's what we want, right? Like, we want to become that, well, if you're following me, that I assume you do, you want to become the best version of you. You want to get so elevated and so in tune with you that no matter what happens in the world around you, it doesn't knock you down. It just, you are so grounded in yourself, your connection to divinity, your connection to yourself, to who you are and what is meant for you, that it doesn't matter what's going on in your 3D reality. It doesn't matter if the scale is not reflecting the change. It doesn't matter if your bank account's in the negative. It doesn't matter, because you know where you're going. And what is the one thing that's going to do that for you? It's going to be shifting your identity. We can talk about it on YouTube. We can say it's reinvention. We can say it's self-concept. We can say it's lucky girl syndrome. At the end of it, at the nuts and bolts of it, is they shifted their identity, which shifts your vibration, which shifts your energy, which shifts your attraction set point. So how do I like to do this? What does this, how does nutrition tie in with this? How fitness, right? Like, I'm in my, well, you can't see me right now, but like, I'll be going to work out after this. How does all of this tie in? Why is all of this so important? Well, because I believe, and what I teach is, food has a vibration and an energy. How you nourish yourself, mind, body, soul, spirit, is what creates your energy and your alignment with divinity. When you are eating low vibrational foods, when you are eating and talking to yourself in a way that is negative, judgmental, your inner critic, when you are in environments that are low vibrational, that knock you down, that take from you, right? That don't really actually feed your soul, but they actually keep you in a space of just going, I don't feel good after this, right? Like, I shared with you guys that there were certain environments I got out of. I started to notice, even just having, a few glasses of wine here and there, it's like I would just feel sluggish, and it's poison to the body. That's up to you. I'm not poo-pooing drinking and anything. I'm just sharing what I had in my experience. All of this, though, remember, everything is energy. So when you want to shift your identity, when you actually want something that you have not been able to achieve, even if you've lost weight and gained it back again, even if you had a lot of wealth and lost it, why do you think millionaires, multimillionaires, right? Donald Trump went bankrupt and then got the money back like that. Why? How does that happen? But then you have those that win the lottery and they become broke again. Why? Because their identity didn't shift. Why was I always chronic dieting, emotional eating, right? Disordered eating. Why? Because I had the self-concept of a dieter. I was insecure. My worthiness was attached to my weight, right? And I was an I-centric. There was no we. There was no real, even though I was raised Catholic, I went to all girls private Catholic school. Like I was raised to fear God. I didn't actually think faith was a supportive experience. I was more like, don't do anything bad because something bad will happen to you, right? Like that's what, so I had to redefine that for myself. I had to figure out what I wanted that to be. All of this ties into shifting your identity. Becoming somebody different. It's not about, oh my God, I have to, there's so much in the world of self-development and self-improvement. I always say, invest in your wholeness, not your brokenness. Trust me, I've done both. And I can tell you, you want to invest in your wholeness. You never want to do a program, follow a person, do something because you're like, they're going to fix me. You're not broken, my love. You are not broken, girl. I promise you. You are amazing. I just want to help you remember how amazing you are. I want to remind you of the divinity that you are, of the power that you are limitless. This is why I teach limitless living, right? When we say I'm a spiritual nutritionist, I teach you how to live limitless. It's not just about nutrition as in the food that we eat. Yes, I do eat high vibrational food. I have videos on this, right? I love to look at what we're eating. I want everything, right? I want everything to fuel my body inside and out. I want to be strong. I want to age backwards. I want to have endless energy. I want to support all the women in my community, right? My family, be the most incredible mother, wife, all the things, right? But that has to come from the new identity. So if you have noticed that in your life, there's been stagnation, you felt stuck, that there's been aspects of self where you're going year after year, I say I want to lose 10 pounds, and I lose it and I get it back, and here I am again at New Year saying I wished I felt better in my body. If you've noticed that year after year, your income has just grown incrementally, or, right, love, right? All of these things are synonymous, okay? It's really, really important. That was a big one that I had to learn. And I remember there were so many ties here. From my work with Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer to Bob Proctor, I've been so blessed with the people that I've gotten to work with. And I can tell you, it is your own journey in so many ways, but I really want you to hear this. I didn't understand I had the power of identity until much later in my journey. And I was like, why didn't somebody just say this? And it really does come down to who you are being. Allow and love the past, but just let it go and recognize that if you are repeating things, remember, you're either revolving or evolving. It's either a revolving door where you're looking at your life right now and you're like, I keep dating that person, but it's the same person, just they look different, right? But having the same experience, or I got married again, same thing happened that happened here, or I lost the weight and I gained it back again. Different diet, but exact same experience. Why? Because it's a revolving door. You haven't evolved, right? So one, your worthiness is in here. It's not out here. If you need your partner, parents, family, kids, career, status, social media to give you your happiness, I'm telling you, it's not. No matter what happens, because as somebody that had a lot of success in life, if you are not in your, right? Like truly, I keep doing this because it truly is wholeness, right? It's coming back to the truth of who you are before you ever thought you were less than, whether due to a number on the scale, right? Any limiting belief. When you really come back to this, or else it will be contingent on that. Did these people notice me? Did they want to see me? Did I get asked to do this? And then when you do have the success, you won't even see it. Trust me, I didn't. Because I was constantly going to the future, but I'm not there yet, and comparing, right? Oh yeah, well my business, yeah, no, I've got this, but it's not that. So then I look back and I'm going, what was wrong with me? Like, right? Like how many times, who here has done this, where you find a picture of yourself and you're like, I thought I was fat, Did I really not want to be seen? Was I really that mean to did I really think that? Or you look back on your life and you're like, I was a badass. Why was I, right? And I just want to remind you, that's going to continue to happen until you shift this. You are the prize. You are the star. You are the star of your own show. You are amazing. Everything needs to be sourced within. I'm not saying, now listen, we are animals by nature. Human connection is necessary. Love from other people is, of course, we want to, as animals, we thrive in community. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is this. When I say this, I'm talking about me with the universe, with source energy. It's not a me game anymore. It's so much bigger than me. I am you, you are me. We're all connected. When I say that, then it's, oh no, I'm not on YouTube right now for me. I'm here for you. This isn't about me. I want to see you have what you want. That's what I'm committed to. That's why I'm here, right? And so I say that because it shifts the energy. Do you see what I mean? It's the same way. So for those of you that have children, I personally do not have children, but I'm speaking those that do, or loved ones in your life, right? You're like, I'd do anything for you. I do anything for you, and I believe in you. And of course you should do that, right? So whatever you see for somebody else, I want to ask you, why not you? Just write down on a piece of paper right now. Why not me? Okay? So the number one thing that's going to shift you to get to where you want to be is actually shifting your identity. And it is a powerful process. And it's actually dropping in not just to the you a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, but I'm literally meaning we want to drop into the you 10 years from now and then talk to her and ask her what she wants. What does she want now? Who is she? How does she eat? How does she dress? How does she live? What does she stand for? So a lot of the women in my community, they're in midlife, they're at a stage in life where they're questioning a lot. They're kind of going like, how did I get here? Is this what I really want? What do I want now? Maybe they're at a different phase in life. Maybe they went through a divorce. Maybe the kids, they're empty nesting. Maybe they're, it doesn't, shifting careers, didn't have a career, whatever it is, it's just transition, right? And when we're in transition, it's very easy to get swayed, right? Oh, that's what they said. That's what they said. I read somewhere, what's so important is for you to be grounded in your truth. I need you to ask yourself, who am I? It's like Julia Roberts in Runaway Bride. When Richard Gere looks at her and goes, you don't even know how you like your eggs. And she's like, what? And he's like, you order, you get them over easy with this guy. You get them scrambled with this guy. This person's an egg white omelet. You don't even know. And you see Julia Roberts go through and she orders like 12 different kinds of eggs and she figures out the one that she likes because she had morphed herself into who she thought she needed to be depending on who they were, because she actually never really knew herself at all. So she couldn't partner with Richard Gere, right? Because how can you be somebody else if you have no idea who you really are? You just become a different version of them and lose yourself completely, right? And I do have a lot of women that come to me in that space afterwards, and the whole truth is they actually didn't know themselves or they lost themselves along the way. So step one in shifting your identity is really, really getting clear actually on who you are. And if you don't know who that is, and if you want support in this process, I am running a workshop next week called Identity Shift. It's next Saturday. It's a 3-hour workshop. I'm going to put the link below. I would absolutely love to have you. This incredible workbook that I created that takes you as a step-by-step guide. And we're going to be doing it. I'm also going to be doing an energy activation. And we're going to get you crystal clear. So you're going to walk away knowing exactly who you are, knowing what you want, and understanding how to get it. Okay, so if you want that, again, the link is below. I would love to have you, but let's continue with today's video. So first and foremost, we want you grounded in your truth. Next, and if you want that also, what was I gonna say? Just so I make sure not to miss you, just put workshop below and I'll make sure that we get you a link, because I am keeping it a certain size just so I can really work with everybody and do hot seats and different things. So that being said, if you want that, put workshop below so we can make sure to get you registered before it sells out, because we're almost sold out, I will say, which is super exciting, but I'm also like, shoot, I want to help as many women as possible. Okay, so women and gents, You are more than welcome. But next, what I wanted to say here that's really important is not only knowing who you are, but you have to remind yourself of that version of you every day. So like I said in our workshop, and you can do this right now, is you can write down who am I, and then we want to get clear on what you actually want. And then what you're going to do is we need to impress upon the subconscious mind, because remember, right now, who you've created, there are aspects of you that you absolutely love. We want to keep those, right? But there are ways of being that you're unaware of that are by default based off of your DNA, family dynamics, who you've been, right? And who you were told you're supposed to be. Let me give you an example. I am half Irish, half Italian, right? Do you know how not okay it was that I'm not married without children? Can I tell you? No bueno in the household. I mean, my mom at one point looked at me and was like, just pick somebody. Does anybody hear of an Italian mother that relates to this, or a Jewish mother? They're basically the same. So I say this to you, so let me explain. For a long time, and I'll just share a little bit about my story, I didn't actually want to get married. I come from a small town, and a lot of the people, a lot of my friends, they wanted to get married. And I was like, am I missing the bride gene? Like, what's going on? Now, it's not that I didn't want to get married. My parents have been married for almost 56 years. Complete soulmates, been together since they were 16, okay? I've seen what marriage is, and it's beautiful, right? Now, I also didn't say I don't want it. I never really thought I wouldn't have it. So it didn't become something until I saw that it was happening, and people were like, do you not want to get married? Like, what? And I was like, no. And I had serious relationships, was proposed to, all the things. Truth is, I wasn't ready. One, right? And that's a whole other thing. I'll do a whole other video on that. I did on TikTok about dating. But I'm sharing this with you because how do family dynamics play into who we are? Well, depending on your family, their heritage, your culture, and your lineage, what you guys don't know that, or maybe you do, but I want to bring light to, when I talk about healing on a cellular level, your cells have like little antennas, and they're hearing everything, okay? They're hearing everything, they're picking up on it, there's cues. And so when we want to heal on a cellular level, like when people come to me and they go, Melissa, you healed yourself of cancer, can you help me? I let them know you can recode yourself cellularly. This is epigenetics, right? It's like you have that ability. We all do. Now, what else does this do though? Well, you didn't even know this, but when you came into the world, in your DNA already, you have blood in your DNA, right? From years and from generations and generations and generations. Now, how does this tie in with your identity? Well, what we fail to understand and fully recognize, and this is why I love to combine the science with the spiritual with the practical, is because we actually are more tied to our pain than to our happiness, okay? Great book called by Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap. And he says, as humans, we have a higher threshold for pain than we do for happiness. Now, let me explain what this has to do with identity shifting. Well, when you come in and in your DNA, if women were in your past, in your family, were abused, if they were shut down, if they weren't allowed to use their voice, right? If there was perfectionism, if there was this, if there was whatever it was, sexual trauma, that came in and now is stored in your body from years and years and years past. And this is why there are things that will resonate with you and you might go, I have no idea, but I watched that, I was brought to tears, or this hit me hard, or oh my God, I feel like I was there before. Yes, we're gonna say deja vu, but there's also aspects literally inside of you that are connecting to that. So now what happens when you say, I don't want that anymore, I want that to stop here. I don't want my daughter or the women in my family anymore to feel, to have stuff with food, right? Like I have a lot of women that come to me for that. Like, I don't want this for my daughter anymore. Like I don't want her. Like I was criticized, my mom's mom was criticized, right? So that can come in and it's up to you. We all have the opportunity in our lifetime to change it, okay? Right here, right now. That comes from illness, it comes from things that you'll notice. What I just did with Limitless Academy, that's my online membership community. We just had our call. We have a live call every Monday. And I said to them, we went into the mother wound. And I had them do a beautiful exercise where you actually look at your grandmother and your mother, and you look at how did they view themselves, what was their level of worth. Now, what they found, and all the women in the community were like blown away by this. And it was so cool because they'll notice that they're either repeating things or they have shifted things, or some of them declared, I'm changing this right now. I don't want this for my sons. I don't want this for my daughter. Or I'm noticing I'm playing out exactly what my mother did. I didn't even see it until now. Now, it's beautiful because when we're unaware, we can't change. But when we're aware, we get to change everything, right? Are you with me? Okay, so who's with me? Put below an emoji. I love emojis. Let's just do a thumbs up. If you're with me, do a thumbs up and let me know. Now, what's really important to understand is if you want to shift your identity, there's going to be aspects of self that are like, that's not okay. I can't do that. And I will explain this. So we even do this in my Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program, where I look at the women and I go, why are you putting so much pressure on yourself around the holidays, or having your house perfect, or everything, the weight of the world is on your shoulders to make it happen, but then you're upset with your husband, you're upset that nobody's helping you. Have you asked for it, right? It's just these simple exercises around awareness. And so many of them would say year after year, because I ran this program live for like 11 years, and they would come back and go, I don't know, like my mom always did it, or that was just was expected. You wrapped all the presents, this looked like this, you did the 9-course meal, and you cleaned up, and you were supposed to look, right? And then I said, well, but now it's your life, and these are your rules, and what do you want it to be? Do you guys see where I'm going with all of this? It's bringing you back to your power center where you're writing the rules for what you want and for your identity and for your life, and create from there. We no longer want to create from a false identity. We no longer want to create based off of who we've been or based off of a default creation. You now know, you're here watching this video. I am now giving you the information. You now know, wait a minute, I have the power to shift at any time. If my marriage isn't going the way that I want, if my body isn't the way that I want, if my health, this, that, I have the power to change it. It's in here. And my job is to look at any limiting stories, because here's the thing, those stories, we have 80,000 thoughts on repeat a day, 60,000 of them are negative. They are from years and years past program tapes over and over. While your body is sleeping at night, your mind is ruminating on them. This is why in our programs, we create subconscious programming tracks that you listen to at night to reprogram yourself. Now I'm going to give you a quick tip here on what you can do for yourself. You can actually take your voice memo and repeat into it in the I am amazing, I am healthy, my body is thriving, I have endless money, I have endless energy, I'm aging backward. You can say it all, and then you can repeat it and listen to this at night. And when your soul, through your eardrum, hears the vibration of your own vocal code, because nobody has your voice, only you, that is your vocal code to divine energy, to the universe, to create for you, not against you, and to reprogram your mind in the subconscious plane. This is what we do, right? This is how we shift our identity. So we want to be working not only when we're consciously awake, but actually working on programming ourselves in our subconscious. So these are just a few of the things that we do. These are the things that we do within Limitless Academy, which is my online membership. I'd love to have you, but I would really love to have you attend my Identity Shift workshop next Saturday. 3 hours, it's almost full, it's almost sold out. I'm putting the link below. We would love to have you. Now let's get on. And if you can't make it, do what I'm telling you here, okay? I got you, boo. So we want to shift your identity. So I want you to first just apply this. If you're sitting there, because this was me when I first learned this, I was like, I want to change everything. How can we up-level everything all at once, right? I love it, but I want you to see the power that you have. So focus on one. What is one thing that's going to move the needle for you? If I said, and I want you to put this in the comments below, tell me one thing that you want, one thing that if you achieve it by December 31st, you would be like, I would be blown away. Like whether it's you're in a committed relationship with the love of your life, you lost 20, I have no idea how much weight. You healed an illness, you bought your new home, you've started that career, you got 100 subs on YouTube. I don't know what that is for you. Put your goal below And trust me, I want to support you because this is going to get really juicy. So I want you to think about what's the one thing. And then I want you to write down, okay, well, if I had that one thing, how would I feel? If I had that one thing, what did I do to get me there? If I had that one thing is now mine, what's different about me? Who have I become? Just start writing stream of consciousness. Don't overthink it. Let divinity run through you. It's going to guide you, okay? Then what I want you to do is, instead of thinking, oh my God, what are all the action steps? What's the strategies? What's this? I have to do everything. I just want you to ask yourself, what is one thing that you need to do today that's different than what you've done? Maybe it's trying a different workout. Maybe it's going to bed earlier tonight. Maybe it's actually just going out for a walk right now. Maybe it's closing out of all social tabs and just being with you. Maybe it's just having fun today. I don't know what that is for you, but ask yourself, your soul, to guide you. What's one thing that you're going to do different today that's going to get you there? Write it down. And today I want you to just play into the energy of, I am her. I have it. What am I thinking? How am I acting? How do I dress? What's different about me? Right? And I just want you to bring that energy into everything you're doing. And tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to sit and I want you to envision being her, and I want you to feel her come to life. I want you to feel yourself, either you're putting on that outfit or you're looking at your bank account, or your partner's giving you a big hug and you guys are celebrating the new year together, or you're looking, and you're just like, oh my God, I did it, right? Like I started the bit, oh my God, or you're holding your YouTube plaque and you're like, yes. And I want you to fall asleep, Neville Goddard style, state akin to sleep, right? Sats. Feeling that energy, impressing upon the subconscious mind of that version of you. Now, here's your quick tip we're going to integrate. Before you drop into this vision, you're going to write God, universe, angels, whoever you're talking to above, source energy. I'm asking for you to guide me to the exact next steps for who I need to be and have me remember upon waking, okay? You're going to do this. You're going to drop into the energy. Now, the last and final step that's the most important is you have to notice throughout the day all the thoughts that counter this version of you and who you want to be. And you need to actually counter the beliefs. So if it's like, oh no, now I'm a multimillionaire, it's like, no, you're not. It could never happen for you. Why not me? Cancel, clear, delete, ego. Why not me? Ego is just a construct of the artifact, which is the brain. The artifact has nothing more than programs that you've created. If you don't like the programs, if you don't like the outcome, then you have to write a new code. That's what we're doing here. Do you guys get me? This is how we shift your identity. Okay. I love this. I love you. You've got this. I've got you. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to see you next Saturday. If you want more videos like this, I am more than happy to do them. I am with you live each week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Come and join me, and then we post up other videos in the interim. There's 5 each week. If you like this content, please make sure to subscribe, share this video for anybody who needs it. That is why I'm here. I am so grateful to you for this community, for all of you, and I love you. And you're meant for greatness. If you know you're meant for more, I know you are too. Join me Saturday for Identity Shift 3-hour workshop, 11 a.m. 1 to 4 next weekend. I would absolutely love to have you. Put workshop in the comments below and let me know if you like today's video and what that one thing is that you're going to achieve by the new year, because I'm going to support you in getting there. I got you, boo. All right. Bye, guys. I'm off to my workout. Get it in too.